Is your rice helping you or harming you? Hello, my friend. Let me ask you something that might surprise you. Have you ever sat down to a warm, comforting bowl of rice? Something you've probably eaten your whole life, and wondered, could this be making my blood sugar worse? I know, it sounds almost unbelievable, doesn't it? Rice feels like such a wholesome, familiar friend. It's soft, filling, and has been a part of countless meals over the years. But here's the thing, after the age of 60, our bodies start responding differently to even the most trusted foods. So today, I want to share something that could truly change how you think about rice. Not with fear, but with hope and with control. Because here's the good news. With just a few simple, science-backed tweaks, your daily rice can go from being a blood sugar troublemaker to becoming a healing, nourishing partner in your health journey. And don't worry, there's no need for pricey gadgets or pills. These are easy, down-to-earth habits you can do right in your own kitchen. You might even recognize some of them from the way your parents or grandparents used to cook. I've spent years helping older adults improve their health naturally. And time again, I've seen that the smallest changes, when done consistently, create the biggest shifts in energy, digestion, weight, and yes, blood sugar. So let me ask you, do you or a loved one eat rice nearly every day? Have you ever felt tired, bloated, or foggy after a meal and just chalked it up to getting older? If so, this message is for you. Let's walk through 5 simple rice upgrades, gentle and designed with your health in mind. Ready to learn how to make your rice not just filling, but healing? Let's dive in. Rice tip number 1. The soaking secret your gut will thank you for. Let's go back to basics. Before fast cookers and microwave meals, there was a simple tradition, soaking rice, just like your grandmother might have done. Turns out, this humble habit carries big benefits. See inside every grain of rice, especially white or brown, there's something called phytic acid. It's totally natural. But here's the catch. It can block your body from absorbing the minerals you need, most like calcium for your bones, iron for your energy, and zinc for your immune system. And for older adults, that's no small thing. Soaking your rice for just 30 to 60 minutes in warm water softens the grain, reduces phytic acid, and helps unlock those essential nutrients. Plus, it makes the rice easier to digest, no more heavy, bloated feeling after meals. I remember a lovely lady named Mariko, age 72. She had a sensitive stomach for years. We tried this one small change, soaking her rice. Within weeks, her meals felt lighter and her digestion improved. She said it felt like a little miracle in her bowl. How to do it? Rinse your rice well. Then soak it in warm water for 30 to 60 minutes before cooking. In warmer weather, don't soak for more than 3 hours to avoid spoilage. It's an easy habit, but oh, so powerful. Rice tip number 2. Add a splash of vinegar for balanced blood sugar here. S1 you may not have heard before. It's a game changer. When cooking rice, adding just 1 tablespoon of natural vinegar like apple cider vinegar can help calm your blood sugar. Yes, really. That's thanks to something called acetic acid, which slows how fast carbs are broken down in your body. The result? A more steady release of sugar into your bloodstream. No crash, no fog. Just smooth, balanced energy. One man, in his late 60s, told me he felt sluggish every afternoon. We added a spoonful of apple cider vinegar when he cooked rice. 2 months later, his blood sugar was more stable, and he said, "I feel like I got my afternoons back." How to do it? Add 1 tablespoon of natural fermented vinegar to the water in your rice cooker or pot. Don't worry, won't taste sour. Most people say it tastes fresher, almost cleaner. Tip: make sure your vinegar is natural and fermented. Avoid flavored or synthetic types, they won't offer the same health benefits. Rice tip number 3. The oatmeal trick for a happy heart and gut. Here's a clever little twist. Add a tiny bit of oatmeal to your rice. Yes, oatmeal. It's rich in a special fiber called beta-glucan, which gently lowers cholesterol, supports digestion, and slows down sugar absorption. This is especially helpful if you're managing high cholesterol or prediabetes. A study from the National Institutes of Health showed that this simple trick, just mixing a spoonful of oats into your rice, can reduce blood sugar spikes by up to 43%. How to do it? For every 1 cup, about 150 grams of rice, add 1 to 1.5 teaspoons of dry plain oats. Stir it in while cooking. That's all. Too much oatmeal at once can cause gas, so keep it small and steady. A gentle daily dose works wonders without upsetting your digestion. Rice tip number 4. A golden spice for a golden life. Turmeric. You've probably heard about turmeric. Maybe you've used it in curries or teas. But did you know that a tiny pinch of this golden spice can help your body use insulin more effectively? The hero here is curcumin, the active ingredient in turmeric. It helps reduce inflammation and improve how your body responds to sugar. A study even showed it could reduce insulin resistance by 23%, similar to mild diabetes medication. One woman, age 68, managing type 2 diabetes, started adding turmeric to her rice. That's all she changed. After a few months, her blood sugar stabilized and she needed less medication. She called it her golden rice. How to do it? After your rice is cooked and still warm, sprinkle 1 to 2 pinches of pure turmeric powder and mix it in. The warmth brings out the flavor and nutrients. Be sure to use pure turmeric powder, not curry powder, which contains salt and other spices. Rice tip number 5. Cool it down. Then warm it up. Again, now here's a surprising one and, possibly, the easiest of all. Let your rice cool before you eat it. Yes, really. When cooked rice cools, its starch structure changes into something called resistant starch. This special starch resists digestion, meaning it doesn't raise blood sugar as much. Instead, it feeds your good gut bacteria. That means smoother digestion, less bloating, more stable energy. Happier gut. I worked with a man in his 70s who struggled with constipation for years. He started cooling and reheating his rice, and within weeks, he felt more regular, less bloated, and so much more comfortable. To how to do it. Let your rice cool at room temperature for 30 to 60 minutes after cooking. Then refrigerate. When ready to eat, gently reheat until warm, not too hot. Don't let rice sit out too long, especially in summer. Store in the fridge and eat within 1 to 2 days. 6. Choose low GI and germinated rice varieties, stepping beyond just soaking and cooling. There are whole rice varieties that naturally support blood sugar control. A recent study on traditional South Indian rice varieties, such as Pakali and Karuva, found that germinating, letting the rice sprout, and parboiling them lowered their glycemic index dramatically and improved flavor and texture. These types had the lowest blood sugar impact, making them excellent choices for prediabetic or diabetic seniors. How to use this tip. Look for germinated or sprouted rice, commonly labeled as GABA rice, at health food stores. If not available, choose parboiled or brown rice, soaked and cooled, using the earlier tips to mimic the effect. Over time, replacing just 1 to 2 meals per week with Logi rice can make a noticeable difference in energy, weight, and blood sugar. 7. Try the coconut oil plus cooling rice hack. Here's an intriguing science-based twist. Researchers in Sri Lanka discovered that adding 1 tablespoon of coconut oil while cooking rice, then cooling it for 12 hours, can reduce the calories your body absorbs by 50 to 60% by boosting resistant starch. Self.com. Why it matters. More resistant starch means fewer digestible carbs, which supports weight control, gut health, and long-term blood sugar stability. How to try it safely. Add 1 TBSP coconut oil to boiling water. Cook rice as usual. Let it cool in the fridge for 12 hours. Reheat gently, the next day still soft and satisfying. Start with 1 meal per week and see how your digestion and weight respond. 8. Mindful Eating 2.0, a daily check-in ritual. You've heard about mindful eating, but let's make it even more accessible and meaningful. The raisin pause at the start of each rice meal. Hold a single grain and really feel its warmth. Smell its aroma. Notice its texture. Then breathe deeply before eating. Research shows this kind of mindfulness snack can sharpen awareness of hunger and fullness signals, reduce overeating, and even stabilize blood sugar in type 2 diabetes. Self.com, time.com. Try this ritual. Choose a single rice grain or small spoonful. Pause, breathe, and engage your senses. Take your first mindful bite, chewing slowly to savor it fully. Do this at least once per meal to encourage calmer eating, improve digestion, and emotional ease. 9. Embrace resistance, starch-rich rice. For inflammation relief, you've experienced the benefits of cooled rice. But did you know resistant starch can actively reduce inflammation inside your body? A meta-analysis of clinical trials found that resistant starch intake significantly lowered inflammatory markers, including IL-6 and TNF-alpha. These compounds are often elevated in chronic conditions like arthritis, heart disease, diabetes, age-related cognitive decline. To harness this, practice the cool and reheat and coconut oil plus cooling methods regularly. Include at least 3 meals weekly with cooled rice. Support gut health by pairing with fiber-rich vegetables and fermented foods like yogurt or kimchi. 10. Pair rice with centenarian Blue Zone Foods, the world's longest living communities, share one secret: they don't just eat rice. They pair it thoughtfully with beans, leafy greens, nuts, olive oil, turmeric, and green tea. nypost.com. Here's how you can apply their wisdom. Rice and beans combo. Add lentils, chickpeas, or black beans to your rice. This adds plant-based protein, slows digestion, and boosts fiber. Greens and olive oil. Drizzle rice with vegetables sautéed in olive oil and garlic. Turmeric tea matcha. Sip warm green tea or turmeric-infused herbal tea post-meal to support digestion and calm inflammation by weaving in these nutrients. Anti-inflammatory staples. You step into a tradition that's helped people live well. Past 100, your 10-step rice and wellness routine. Soak your rice to release nutrients. Add vinegar during cooking for steadier blood sugar. Mix in oats for fiber and heart protection. Sprinkle turmeric to reduce inflammation and support insulin. Cool and reheat to build gut-friendly resistant starch. Choose sprouted low-GI rice like pakali or GABA rice. Use coconut oil plus cooling to reduce absorbed calories. Practice mindful eating pauses to reduce eating speed and improve digestion. Boost resistant starch regularly to reduce internal inflammation. Pair with Blue Zone staples for a truly longevity-enhancing meal. Final words. Your rice, your health, your way. These 5 new habits offer even deeper layers of nourishment, joy, and control in your meals. Each one is science-based, simple to integrate, and designed for you, the wisdom keeper, the family story sharer, the one whose comfort matters as much as health. Remember, you don't need to do all of these today's twos. One tip that sparks your interest: try it this week and see how your body responds.